What's good, everybody? Back with another Fair Shake review, and this time we're going to be checking out Audrey Nuna's debut album, A Liquid Breakfast. Audrey Nuna is a Korean American artist who kind of was getting some notoriety through Comic Sans that came out, I think, in 2019, I think. Um, Either that or it was like early 2020. Um, and and yeah, ever since then I was like kind of interested because I was like, oh, she's got an interesting little style, and she's here with Jack Harlow, and that their styles kind of complemented each other pretty well on that track. And I was like, she might be pretty interesting. Ended up checking out interview way later when she ended up interviewing with Dumbfounded on the Fun with Dumb podcast, and I was like, oh wow, very, very interesting. She actually considers herself a little bit more of a singer, but when it comes to this album, you can definitely see whether it was her decision or not. They ended up going a little bit more of a rap direction. So it's funny that Comic Sans is like kind of one of the things that helped her blow up. Outside of like I guess some stuff she put out on SoundCloud, I think is where she kind of was starting off. Um, and but yeah, so ended up checking that out, and then when Damn Right came out, I was like, oh, this is a vibe. I'm kind of into this. And then Space came out. And I was like, oh, okay. So she finally kind of getting to, like, she got to kind of sing a little bit and everybody, but with Space, like, she really kind of just get into that real zone of like just singing the whole song, and I was like, okay, yeah, she's kind of cool. So yeah, going into the actual track list here, it starts off with Typical, and I'm like, yo, production is so cool, but what are you saying exactly? So then it goes straight into Comic Sans, and then I'm like listening to it like even more closely, because I'm trying to do this for a review now, and I'm like, oh, what are you trying to say exactly? Then we get to Damn Right, and I'm like, okay, I already know I like this song. I know I like this song, and then I'm like, wow, I guess there's kind of some vagueness of what she's kind of trying to get to on this too, but this one is a little bit more understandable, and the vibe is just there, that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit like on this one. Cool Kids, come on. I'm like, ooh, this beat, yes. Okay, so you're gonna be talking about the Cool Kids not messing with you. Okay. um these lyrics are, they're 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 very fragmented, and I just noticed, oh my goodness, I think this is gonna be the trend. It sounds like her style. We get to Get Love, and I'm like, okay. She starts to get a little singing kind of in the choruses, with the rapping, and still it's just kind of like, these seem like fragmented ideas that just don't quite coalesce into a fully fleshed out, completed thought. We get to Baby Blues, and I'm like, oh, this is, I feel, okay, she's telling the story. This one really bleeds, this really comes together. But man, it is so short. But I like it. So we'll add this one. We get to Blossom, and I'm like, oh, she really, she getting in her singing bag a little bit more again. I like, okay. Oh wow, this is actually kind of pretty. The lyrics are still a little fragmented still, but I still can kind of get what she's going for. And oh, okay, we got, I guess, her grandma or somebody speaking at the end to her. I'm definitely gonna have to translate this later because it's in Korean, but it's really cool. You can really hear it, you know, her talking about the career and her wanting to blossom as a person. It seems okay, I'm with it, we get to space again, and I'm like, yeah, okay, nice, really straight to the point, digs it, beautiful. um, and then we get to Top again, which is like the third single that she's released, I think. Would it be third? Yeah, it would be like third. That was like, I feel that was like uh, purposed to be a single for the album. And this one's featuring Saba, and I was like, oh, I'm digging this vibe. And then she kind of gets you know, the sing rappy kind of style. Saba gets on, and he kind of does his thing, and I'm like, okay, all right. Some of the lyrics are still kind of for me, but this vibe I get. Then it hits Long Year, and I'm like, oh, we're singing again. I understand where it's coming from. Just felt it could have had a little bit more to it, and just kind of felt a bit long too, which is appropriate being Long Year, but I just feel it could have could have added a little bit more to it to make it not feel as dreary. But I mean, that's kind of like the theme and feel of the song, so maybe it's appropriate. Maybe I'm just not feeling it, and that's just kind of the conclusion I ended up coming to. And overall, I just gotta say, I think she fits in well with the young generation, especially like people who like TikTok type of music as well. I feel like everything is very aesthetic. Like the production of this project is spectacular. It's really cool and different. It's kind of quirky, but it's hard. Like a lot of it kind of reminds me of like kind of like some Tyler the Creator, Cool Kids kind of stuff. And I'm like, this is like a really interesting little pocket for her to be in. I think she has some decent vocals as well. She has a good sense of rhythm. I just feel lyrically she needs some tightening up. But most people who listen to this kind of music aren't really necessarily worried as much about the lyrics. They're just worried about the vibe, and she definitely delivers that on every one of these tracks. Like if I were to not really pay attention to the lyrics as much, I would just be popping because the production's good. She sounds good over it. Like she knows how to ride these beats perfectly. The only thing is she needs to, I think she can write on these beats better. So lyrically is where I feel she needs the most improvement, and outside of that, I think she's well on the path to being another dope artist to check out. And yeah, I wonder what other people are thinking of this project. I think that she's definitely has potential to be big, and I want to know if other people see that potential as well, or if they think she's already got it. So yeah, leave a comment down below of what you guys think. If you like the video, you can hit the like button. You can subscribe for more reviews and reactions here on this channel. Also, I do have a Patreon link if you want to help support your boy. That'd be appreciated. But until next time, much love. Peace.